Burn live, burn live, burn live, burn live, burn live, burn live. It's going down, baby. Burning through ashes, trying to make common sense. Burn Live, y'all. We're burning through conversation, trying to ask out some common sense. Welcome to another Burn Live show. I'm your host, Kapeash. I got a special guest in the building, John After His Heart. Welcome back. We're doing a special show. How are you, my guy?
Man, I'm well, man. Got a little break from school because it's the weekend and spending a little time with my kids. So everything is good, man. How about
That's
you?
that's what's up. I'm good. I'm glad you was able to stop through. You know what I'm saying? Take a little time out on your busy schedule to come on over here for a little bit to talk. It's been a minute, man. Been a minute.
Amen.
So I know you probably got a lot of questions or whatever. And so before you get into the questions, we get into it. Just tell people what you kind of been up to, like a little bit, if you don't mind. Cause you've been
Um,
posting too.
huh?
I said I've been seeing your content, your posting.
Yeah. Yeah, so content is going really good. Um, it's growing, surprisingly. Um, you know, I give God the glory for it. I'm now over 100 subscribers. And yeah, I'm hold on, hold on. Yeah, go in the living room, babies. They want to come and jump on the bed and whatnot. But it's surprisingly growing at a rate that I'm thankful for. And yeah, I just give God the glory for that, man. So I was just happy to get over like 40 subscribers so I could go live, and because I started like I wanted to start going live, but then I was just led to create more shorts and just keep doing shorts.
Right.
So that's just what I've been doing, and now I'm up to 100 subscribers, and you know, so I give God the glory for that. But most importantly, school, has been interesting for me. I'm getting a lot of language for the things
Uh-huh.
that I'm interested in, so I really like it. So I would recommend school for people who kind of like are experts in certain areas, but don't necessarily have the qualifications. I do recommend going to school because there is a certain way people speak and a certain language and certain titles that they have for certain procedures that we weren't even a thought of. That we just think like, oh, I just do that. You know what I mean? But they actually put a title. There's a name for everything that you're doing. So it's like school kind of gives that language. So
Okay.
I like it. Like I said, I recommend it. Um, For me, it is a lot of reading. It wasn't a lot of reading before when I went to school, but for some reason, I'm doing a lot of reading now. So, but nonetheless, it's all good. I'll be beneficial. So,
For sure, for sure.
yeah,
Y'all, I've been podcasting. I've been hanging out with people on Talk of the Tick,
that's
growing
good.
growing the community for bringing new faces over here for a new season, new
Amen.
mission, and stuff like that. So I'm waiting for that to get over. Yet again, I still got to put up a lot more bandanas and stuff like that. So that's what I've basically been up to.
Yeah, you've been doing your thing, man.
Yeah, I definitely been striving.
Amen. Amen. That's good. That's good.
So
Yeah,
what we
no.
getting into?
Shoot, man, we could get into anything. I did shoot some stuff in the group chat, so you could hit one of those things. I don't know. See what it say. Is this a and we can conversate about it.
Let's see. What can I find? Sound like you got a Woody Woodpecker problem.
Huh?
A Woody Woodpecker.
What, bite my fingers?
No, that you hear like a little tapping in the background.
Oh. Yeah, man, my fan broke, man. So that's my fan, my bad. Don't mind it. Don't mind my fan. This background look pretty cool, man.
Yeah. In 2016, France passed. A man once told me you just got quotes.
No, look at it. Look at it. Look at one of
I'm
them.
looking at it.
Go ahead, read one. I don't know.
You remember which one is it? Okay, I said it's the right one. Remember this?
Yeah, what's the first one? The first picture?
This is the first picture.
Oh, what does it say? I can't see. I don't got my glasses.
He wasn't beginning. About what are we
Huh?
talking about? Food? Talking about food? Raw
I'm not sure.
vegetables.
Go back. Go back.
It's the beginning. Oh
There it
no.
is. There it is. See? Yeah.
Okay.
What did it say? A Chinese man
A Chinese
at
man at lunch says some things that hit him hard. We never eat raw vegetables. That would we live longer. I eat raw vegetables. That's why they live longer than you.
yeah, so I guess we're supposed to be cooking our vegetables.
We do cook black people do cook vegetables.
Yeah. But some people say that raw vegetables are good for you though. Like raw carrots or celery, you know, broccoli. I mean, why does it say we shouldn't cook it? I mean, why does it say we should cook it?
Raw plants, he said, they tries the defensive chemicals, cooking distracts them. So cooking brings out the vitamins and nutrients that you need for your body. Cooked or many raw vegetable contains compound things. Plain alarm in 2012 and receipts. Over 78% of Gladstone's compound knows that the infiltration will with Toretto fractions by destroy the nutrient. Um, when I look at it, it says in the West, clean eating vegetable means raw, cold, and untouched. And then it says in East Asia, clean means cooked warm. When you say cook warm and stuff like that, it sounds like black people. Black people cook most of everything they touch.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
You know what I'm saying? We eat salad, but it ain't like we eat a lot of salads. Work with.
I guess to a certain degree, even salad could be bad for you.
I mean, basically, you're just not getting everything out of it that you should be.
Hmm. And it's because of, isn't it just said because like the food has a survival instinct or something like that? I don't know. It gives off a certain chemical when you eat it raw. No, 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 baby. Mm, can't get in this
I,
video.
I'm just puzzled that they're saying that percent is like when I think about the black culture, I'm like, well, the black culture fits under the Western thing of how they cook, and they don't live longer.
Who, black people?
Uh-huh.
Well, you gotta understand the meals and the stuff we put in our foods, man. Culturally, you know, I ain't surprised. And plus, plus the U.S. like the way they add so many chemicals and uh artificial flavorings and all types of artificial things that they put in our food. So it kind of causes us to gain weight and to get these diseases. Um, there's a guy. His name is I forgot his name. I think it's Jabez or something like that. And
Uh-huh.
Jabez, he lives in Florida. Um, light skinned guy with dreads, and he calls himself a natural light.
A
And so,
natural.
yes, a natural light.
So everything he processes is natural.
Everything he eats is natural. Yes.
Yeah.
So, like the water he gets is rainwater. The compost he makes is from food. Like it's from broken down food and plants that he used. So he uses everything natural to make his food and even to grow food and to eat. And he lost over 100 pounds over the course of like I think like 4 or 5 years. He said, still
Okay.
eating the foods that he like bread, pasta, everything, but just more naturally.
Okay. Okay. I mean that sounds good, and that's ain't nothing wrong with that. I think I would like to try to do that. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, he a cool. He seems like a cool guy, and it's crazy because when you go to the doctors and people that's overweight, They say, oh, don't eat any carbs, only eat salads and meat and stuff like that. And like, they never talk about what they put in the food. You know what I mean? They
Okay.
never talk about how they make the food, which is why it's causing all of these health problems in our lives. And this is interesting, you know? So,
I mean, that's where old boy John F. K. Jr. went to the White House to help trying to change the stuff that's in our food so we eat better.
yeah.
Even Mike Tyson up there.
Yep. Yep. And I believe, I forgot it said what JFK went up against just now. I forgot what it was, but oh, I forgot exactly what he went up against. But you are right. He is a advocate for better health.
Uh-huh.
Yep. No, 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 baby. You gotta get off of daddy. I'm on the phone. All right. Not right now, okay?
I remember when Cardi B went off about that,
About what?
about eating how her people in her homeland eat better than how we eat over here.
Yeah. Surprisingly, yeah. And those people don't gain so much weight, you know? I believe they said it was because I think they started putting, oh, you know, it was something they said about milk. They said before it was ultra pasteurized milk, um, the Rockefellers wanted pasteurized milk. I mean ultra pasteurized milk. And they said that regular milk, raw milk from cows that's not pasteurized, they said it already has the lactose gene in it. So like if you drink raw milk from a cow, like not pasteurized, like straight from the udders,
Uh-huh.
people won't be lactose intolerant because the lactose gene is in there. No, yeah, it's in there. Because I guess there's like two genes, one that offsets itself that makes that they put in the lactose pasteurized milk and make it uh good for people that have that's lactose intolerant. But regular milk by itself already has the nutrients to not make us lactose intolerant to, you know, compared to basically 80% of the world. And they also said that when they started pasteurizing milk and everything, that's when cancer kind of arose. And the reason why Rockefeller wanted the pasteurized milk, they said, is because is he wanted to be more in control of it. You know, more in control of like the things that's being eaten and that's being eaten. So they kind of, you know, let him do it. You know what I mean? He already had the pull throughout Congress. He already had the pull throughout you know, the people that's in power. So he was able to make it a law that you can't have that you can't drink milk that has not been pasteurized. But certain states have certain laws that allow them to, if you want to. But you can't even travel interstate with that kind of milk. It's like if you get caught traveling interstate with non-pasteurized milk, you could go to jail.
Yeah, they definitely have a stoppage point out here in Cali to where you can't go in and out and stuff like that.
Yeah, just off of milk, man. It's crazy. And they said milk kind of they said regular milk, non-pasteurized milk help kills cancer and tumors inside of the body. They said the moment that they took away the and it strengthens bones more, but they said the moment that they took away the milk, that's when cancer started increasing. Tumors started increasing and things of that nature. So
And then they putting all these radiations and chemicals and people dumping stuff in waters, not regulating it or looking the other way not knowing the consequence. Because somebody can't even say, "Hey, put something in here, and I'm gonna give you a nice lump sum of money." You're not thinking about the consequences because for one,
Nah.
they're definitely going to leave that out.
Hmm.
Um, Miss MJ, um, I do see you at the bottom, Miss MJ. I don't know why. You're not full. It says device not connected fully. Um, I don't know what to do. As far as that, it's not on my end that I can do anything. So just to let you know, I do see you. I've been trying to bring you up, but it says device not connected.
Oh,
Just
bro,
want
what? Oh, go ahead. My bad.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say go to the other post that I have sent you about. No, 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 baby. No, 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 no. I'm sorry, mama. But go to the other post that was about parenting. I think that says something. I think it says something about parenting. Oh no, you know what? The one that said about the kids and the toys.
Where a kid holding a bear,
Yeah.
too many toys cause. Oh, hold on. Oh, there we go. Too many toys causes trans tumors. Your kid isn't receiving every toy damage and decision looks like me. Look at me, pick me, switch me. On decision triggers, fuse mental stress. Stays after toys are gone.
What do you think about that? Too many toys.
Giving a kid too many toys.
Yeah, it says it causes tantrums because they don't know which one to pick.
I think that's personal. I think that's just really the individual. I'm really thinking like too many toys.
Well,
Um,
think about it like if you had to make a decision, right?
but
And
yeah,
you
okay,
trying to make the best decision, right?
right.
And let's think about it like for a job in a sense. Let's say you didn't apply to one job at a time, but you applied to like five different jobs, and you had five different interviews, and all these jobs was totally different, and they all had good things about them, but then they all had bad things as well. But you haven't experienced the bad things in that job, so all you can see is the good in a sense. So let's say you got to pick a job, which one to pick, and you go, let's say, with the one that's highest paying. But as you get into it, you are not too satisfied, and you start thinking like, man, what if I, what if I would have went with that other job? Because they had this and they had that, and that would have been better. You know what I mean? And then you start applying for different jobs while you in your own job because you don't like the job that you in. You trying to experience something new. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a matter of like having to make that decision, like making the best decision moving forward in your life is hard. And to kids, that's how it is with toys. Too many options leaves us curious and wondrous about how it would be on the other side. Which is why I don't really recommend dating too much. Because even if you date somebody, you could go on three different dates and you pick a girl, you think this the girl is the one. Soon as she start doing stuff, in the back of your mind, you probably gonna start thinking like, dang, the other girl probably had other qualities that was better that I liked, and in this circumstance, it would probably fit better. Now what? Now you mentally are already cheating and thinking about how it would be better in somebody else's relationship. Why? Because you experience way too much. So experience can be good, but when it pertains to pleasure, man, it could be a humdinger. Because now you want to experience so many new things, and it could be so detrimental to your body.
Yeah, but not to. But go back to toys,
Yeah,
and
let's go back to toys.
we're just talking about the basic of toys, the things of choice,
Hmm.
using your imagination. You know what I'm saying? This is a developing stage that we're
Yes.
talking about. And you're trying to talk about that we're flooding you with so much information that you're causing tantrum.
Yes. Yes. You're
Toy,
overwhelming them.
but yet again, toy used to be a big sale. Toys aren't a big sale now. So I think the moral frustration is not the actual toys, it's the actual toys versus electronics. It's a difference.
Toys versus what?
Electronics.
Okay, I can see why you say toys versus electronics.
Because this study would have been back in the 80s and 90s when toys was at a boom, at a height.
I don't know when the study occurred, but let's say it did occur in the 80s or the 90s. I think toys in and of itself and having too much options in your life is not necessarily good because, like I said, it could cause you to, in the midst of you playing, it could cause you to want to go and experience something else and something else and something else. And then the stuff that you do have, you necessarily can't cherish it. You know what I mean? And now
Hmm.
you're thinking about something better, which is why you always want something new, which is why things, in a sense, quote unquote, get old. You know, because you already have been experienced so much early on. So, like, from a developing standpoint and just from a human standpoint, and how does that relate to us? It relates to us, in our job and our career fields, with dating
So
and
how are we gonna start
relationships.
the developing of the mind for giving people all this stuff? Is something that you give a person. It's like, okay, because this is where I get a little confused at.
Go ahead.
And this is what pops in my head is we take a kid to the store, right?
Yeah.
The kid go pick out your toy. Under this under this thing,
No, Erlo.
I'm almost picking up the fact that you would say it's better for you to go pick out the toy than to give a kid the option to go pick through toys to see what toy he want. Because yet again, he'll get a temper. He'll catch an attitude. And look, you
Well,
kind of
go ahead.
agreed with that.
Well, because if you allow for kids, imagine you putting your child in the driver's seat. I mean, that's exactly what you're doing, right? You're
Right,
putting him in the driver's seat. You're letting them be in control.
right.
Should kids be in control of anything? No, not at all. Not at all. Should they gain some sort of responsibility? Yes. But that comes to household chores. That comes to you know, basic hygiene, things of that nature.
Right.
But when it comes to pleasure, we shouldn't want our kids to be picky in that area, but we show them uh what is necessarily pleasing, right? So I don't think we should allow for our kids to kind of make those kind of decisions, even when it comes to certain toys and things, because it's always changing. There's nothing, you know, and that just goes to say, there's I don't know that there's just there's just so many toys out there to pick from, and if they're gonna get tired of one, then they're gonna want another, and you don't want to keep that cycle
But
going
we
in
do
their
that
lives
as a
when it
so that's a bad trend because
that's a
that's
bad trait. That's a
Cause
bad
that's how
trait.
we all about. Cause think about the cell phones and tennis shoes.
Yeah. And it causes some dissatisfaction and it makes you become uh always trying to look forward to the next best thing and not necessarily being content and satisfied with what you have. You know what I mean? And finding pleasure and delight in the little things. You know what I mean? But you're always in that rat race of chasing after what you want. You know? So
Okay, okay. I still think that you need to give the kids that option to make themselves because it's not necessarily putting them in a driver's seat, but it's giving them the developing skills of having to make choices. Life is full of making choices, and you have to learn how to start making choices with your life. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with learning to make choices at a young age instead of waiting later on down in life to start making choices where you always looking to someone to make a decision for you.
well, outside of you being a parent and you helping leading and guiding your children into making the right decisions, I mean, that's what God put us on this earth for, you know, for our kids to be reliant on us to make the right decision, to honor us, and to look at us in a way that's like, you have the best interest for me. So I want to go to you to help me, you know, because yes, life is full of choices, but kids should not be making choices at young ages at all. I just don't agree with that. And that's why I think there's so many problems now in society now, from kids making choices, you know.
Okay, so this is that you give them everything, the toys you save for, the ones you beg for, something new, a a a learning toy. Damn, stutter. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, to sit to sit nearby, you hope for 15 minutes apiece. Instead, you get whining and screaming, a toy thrown across the room. Um, and and now you picking up pieces. You're picking up plastic pieces and the whole wondering what you did wrong. Sir,
Keep going.
n- let's stop. Let's break that down real quick.
Go ahead, read it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's break it down.
Let's break that down. You give them everything. You give them a toy to save for. You get begging for it, something new, a learn toy. Okay, so for
Hmm.
one, they're giving a kid everything. That's a small group of people that go through that bull crap. Most kids get told that word no. So that toy that you finally get is because you've been begging your ass. So I get the begging part. Begging for something.
We're talking about toddlers right now.
A
So
toddler.
toddlers, so toddlers,
Mhm.
in a sense, babies get handed toys. They make their own. They're making a choice as to what toy to play with. So they kind of get handed, and we know if you have a baby, probably gonna want to spoil it with a ton of toys.
Gifting the baby full of joy, thinking that it's going to satisfy a kid, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're not doing that. We're we're hoping for 15 minutes of peace. Instead, we get whining and screaming with a toy thrown across the room. And now you're picking up plastic pieces warning what you did wrong. Right there is not describing a certain group, ethnic group of people.
Why isn't it?
Because once you throw some across the room and I gotta go pick it up. Normally that comes with consequences.
Yes, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about the action. And
I'm
the
talking
simple
about you got it, but you got to go into that too. You got to break that down too. You can't just say, "Oh, no, we're not gonna get in there."
You see, this is, let me tell you something. This right here is gonna help our culture of people understand why they shouldn't approach situations that the way they do. This is giving us that information. Now, normally, yes. But now we understanding the baby right now of what they going through. You
Okay,
always want people to understand us, understand
okay,
our hurt, our struggle, our pain. Now we understanding the baby.
and you know what? And I'm gonna make sure we stay on that. I'm gonna make sure we don't. I make sure we don't deter from that. Okay,
All right.
all right. But understanding that now, but you do got couldn't put in consideration. I don't think that we're too worried about this part.
I think
Wondering
we go ahead.
wondering what we did wrong. No, no.
Well, maybe you probably wondering what happened, right? But if you caring, you probably let's if you love somebody and you really care for them, and they end up throwing stuff all over, you're gonna be like, yo, what's going on? What's happening? I thought everything was good. You know what I mean?
You ungrateful son of a bitch.
You thought, and then you thought you was gonna get 15 minutes apiece. You like, all right, I gave him his toy, bro, gonna be good. He love that toy. You know what I'm saying? So I get a couple minutes. Da 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 da. Da. I'm good. But no, bro, threw his toy. What's going on?
A study from Dutch, I think that's Dutch ETA ally, give toddlers 16 toys and then give them only 4. Now, before we go deeper into that, how many people out there remember how many toys they actually had?
I don't know. I can't remember.
You can't remember. So, do you think it was close to 4, or do you think it was close to like 16 toys?
In the middle, maybe.
In the middle. So we
Yeah.
looking 10, 9,
Yeah,
10, 9
like,
toys. Okay. Results, right? With fewer toys, children play longer, got more creativity, focus better. With fewer toys. Makes
wow.
sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Makes sense. I mean, because for one, you gotta, you only got to select a toy, so you're gonna definitely use your creativity more of being selective of how to, that Lego ain't just finna drive down the street. It's finna drive down the street. It's finna go to the moon. It's finna go to the
Yep.
grocery store.
Yep.
Okay. Play longer. Okay. Focus better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My God, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm scared to go to the next. Okay, hold on. More toys did not mean more fun. It means more stress.
Oh,
Every toy, every toy the brain sees send a message. Look at me, watch me, pick me instead.
oh, yo, you know what? This gives a whole different look to Toy Story now, bro. I gotta go back and
Oh,
watch them.
oh my God.
I gotta go back and watch Toy Story now, bro.
I'm not knocking it. I'm not
Yo,
knocking you. I'm not knocking you. Go,
I just gotta see if there was something I missed. I gotta see if it's something I missed now, bro. I don't know, man. Yo, I gotta see if it's something I missed, bro.
I want to do a follow up to that damn bet.
All right.
What's that say? That
I
is
can't
that
see.
is the inactivity load. Tiny tiny brains don't know is too much. So I guess the results are, but they feel it, but they spill it. The young nervous system has one main job to stay safe enough to grow. Notice how when they came, this was broke down easily. Boom, boom, bow. We had our results. Play longer, creativity, focus. Now we got into more toys, and they like literally all over the place.
Yeah.
And I guess their main three things, I guess, is look at me, watch me, pick me.
Well, not necessarily for the major for the moratories. I think after this they're gonna go into what moratories does.
Your nervous system has main two things. Main job is to keep the body safe so you can grow. Versus cultures floods it. Each toy becomes a demon.
What does it say that? What
On the second row, become a demon.
demand?
Each toy becomes a demand. Hey, hey. Each choice is a Michael stressor,
Micro stressor.
stressor,
Yeah.
stressor. Each children has a misbehavior. They defines their system from overwhelm. I would want to see this example at the bottom. Your children has your children is misbehaving. They're defined from overwhelming system. So they're acting out for having too many toys and
Yeah.
having too many choices instead of focus on one project. But yet again, in school, you have a lot of toys and a lot of things there, but teachers have set programs and stuff for you to do each day.
I mean, think about it, bro. Do you think like when we look at research like this, like schools don't take this into account? You know what I mean? Like we don't structure. Our school system was not structured off of research. You know what I mean? Like how? I mean, if school was structured off of research, was research based, we would be more focused on how can we prepare children and students to be productive citizens. But no, we don't teach that, bro. We don't. We don't teach about nothing that prepares us for going into the world. We don't. And it's crazy. I gotta sneeze. Lord.
I don't think schools should be teaching about going into the world because yet again, everybody looks at the word different. And
Okay.
then you're touching personal things that may not the parents believe in, and you're putting it up to a teacher to have to be, for one, selective, two, sensitive, and that's just two common things that you can't do to teach a person for a word. For an example, uh, somebody that's a LBGTQ trying to teach somebody that's a non LBGTQ minded person about the world is going to upset a parent.
And you see, that's the problem. That shouldn't even be in the school curriculum. We should be teaching our kids how to. They should be learning cooking. They should be learning folding up laundry. They should be learning sweeping,
See, no,
mopping,
stuff
making
that,
shirts,
that stuff should
doing
be learned at
laundry.
home. That
You
stuff
know
should
what
be
I
learned at
mean?
home.
Like
No,
little
no,
grocery shopping, how to make food. They should
no.
be in. They should be doing stuff like that. Stuff that's
At
actually
home,
gonna hold on. That kind of stuff is what's gonna actually help them grow,
at home. You learn it from
bro.
your parents.
You can learn that from your parents, but your parents got to go to work. So on top of them learning things like that in school, they should even learn little trades, like how to, like, come on, man, like you can learn little things like, you know, how to mix up cement. You know what I mean? Like,
We had trade schools in school. You know who
but
got rid of it?
but
Yeah, we did. We had home ec, we had electronics, we had welding, we had bricklaying, we had
yeah,
electronics. We had that in school. The Democratic Party got rid of that. I promise you. I know we ain't trying to go political into that.
yeah,
I'm as far as I'm going, but I'm just saying that was literally in. I went to school in those trades. I went to those classes.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then they got taken out. You know what I'm saying? But yet again, so I'm not knocking those. I
Amen,
think
amen.
those type of trades need to be in. But when it comes to the smaller thing about the dishes and the little thing, that need to be learned at home. That's where you go back to chores.
I mean,
Parents parents
go
go to
ahead.
work too indeed. But yet again, your kid is not gonna learn how to read all from school. He gonna learn from the hard work that he put in at home.
But let's just be honest. If we were trying to prepare our kids for the world, why wouldn't we at school teach them how to wash dishes, teach them how to bake a cake, right? Uh, teach them how to sign their name. Teach them how to um,
Because they teach
read. Hold on.
no, don't go
Building
so
little
far. Don't
things.
go so far because then
All
I
right,
can't
my
I
bad.
can't
Just
remember.
teaching them like life
But they
skills.
do teaching that stuff. Some of
No,
them
they
stuff that you name, they do teach.
not
You
in
said
America.
yes in America. You just
Kids
don't
get.
remember. You just
They
don't want
probably
to,
used to.
sir. To write your, you said write your name. You literally said that.
I mean, yeah, I did say that. But what I'm trying to say is like they should be teaching kids like life skills, like things that pertain to life. You know what I mean?
No,
Like things they're
should be
actually gonna use.
your kids in school should be colonized to American culture.
No, no,
Yes,
no.
yes,
And that's
yes.
the problem. We
No,
focus so much on culture that we're stuck and we're not progressing because it's all about culture and it's
it's
not
not
about
about culture.
it's all about culture.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
College is about religion. And why you think there's all religion war on campus?
Because it's all about culture.
That's religion. That's not culture. That's
We
different.
culture, religion, call it what you want. We fighting over things politically that's not gonna progress our country.
And yet again, you want to know why? Because we don't colonize our kids no more. We
We don't
don't
need to.
brainwash, bruh. You can ask your kids right now, do they love America? And they're probably gonna look at you somewhat funny. They're gonna answer you.
Okay, go ahead.
They're gonna answer you, but they're
Mhm.
gonna have a strange little look like, what do you mean by that? And then it's gonna program, oh, he's talking about just my home. And yes, I love my home, but do your kids actually know what America represents to them to be proud of?
So let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Would you rather your kids go to school, learn about the history of America, and become colonized? You'd rather have that, right? Than your kids go to school and maybe, let's say, learn how to farm. You would rather pick your kids being uh, colonized over becoming productive in society? That makes
Yeah,
completely no sense.
because I don't expect a school to teach certain things. And there's a
And
lot
that's
of
the issue.
hold on, let
So
me
what am
finish.
I paying for?
What you're paying for him to learn the curriculums.
No. That's
I'm
not
just
gonna
saying
teach him how
no.
to that's not gonna teach him how to be productive in society. No.
That's
No.
that's what you need. That's why you should teach him colonizing. That's why he has chores around his friend. If you want to
No.
teach your kid to be a farmer, that's up to the parent to
No.
teach that. Why you
That's
want to be a
not.
let me finish.
Go
Why you
ahead.
want to be a lazy person and not put no effort into teaching your kid nothing and put it into a system, which is a school that you barely even trust anyway? That when you can say, I come up, they didn't teach me nothing. And then you sit up here, not specifically you, but this happens every day on panel. People lie and say what the school didn't taught. And then when some school education person pulls up there, I'm like, yeah, they did teach you that shit. And you know what I'm saying? They pick out the grade that they taught you in it. Then y'all left feeling like that ain't what I mean. That is exactly what you mean. It's just when somebody call y'all out on it, saying that y'all didn't learn something when they did teach y'all this stuff in school. I promise you they did. But yet again, one thing they didn't promise you, teach you in school, to love and respect America. They don't teach
How
you that.
can you say how can you say you love America, you respect the country, but you're not teaching its children? Your curriculum is not founded on the progression, on the upkeeping, on the maintenance, right? To keep America alive. Hence, not teaching them things like welding in school at a young age, teaching them things like sewing, clothes at a young age, teaching them things like farming and planting at a young age. It's a reason why.
Because the Democratic Party didn't want to make farmers. Those are what you call developing jobs. Those are giving small creative people an opportunity to make small businesses. The Democratic Party shipped those small businesses to other countries. That's why you don't teach those stuff in school. That's why the trade school system is taken out. Now, yes, I agree with you on those curriculums getting taught in school towards middle school and high school. Yes, they can be traded.
Nah, I think
Like,
they should start earlier.
no, they shouldn't.
Earlier.
Sir,
Earlier. Yes.
sir,
Yes.
they have to learn
Early.
how to read first. You want a dumbass kid to know how to plan but don't know how to read?
Hold on now. Hold on now. They have to read instructions, right? So eventually reading is going to come in. Eventually reading will play a part. So
Eventually.
they're gonna be fluent in that area of expertise. And that's what you want.
No,
That's
you
even what.
don't.
So what's the point of going to college if you're not going to be fluent in a certain area of expertise? What's the point of me going to be a plumber and going to school for plumbing if I'm not going to be fluent in that expertise? It's a reason for me to go.
College is nothing but to get you to start you off in debt, to teach you
I mean,
about
when you if you want to look at it from a financial standpoint, yes. But if you want to look at it from this thing is supposed to prepare me, no. You're
college is
going
never
you're
college
going
is
to be fluent in a
College is
certain
not supposed to
area.
prepare you for anything.
College will prepare you. Trade. So what's the point? Trade school will prepare you to be fluent in that area of expertise. Rather you
Right.
go, rather you go for political science, rather you go to be a doctor, you're gonna be fluent in that area of expertise. So children should be brought up and raised in a way that's going to lead them in the direction that they're going to go to. And that
But
starts with exploring careers. So, yes, they should explore farming at a young age and planting. Yes, they should explore um little things like cooking and making dough and baking. Go ahead.
you they I don't know if you forgot about school and all that stuff. Everything that you name,
But it
they
should be
go,
go ahead.
sir. They teach you that stuff in school. They go over planting in school. They have a science section that teach them about planting in school. And you're telling me no. So that
It's not
means you're
enough. It's not hands on. It's not centered around it. You know what I mean?
you can't be centered around when you got to teach kids the fundamentals.
No, man.
And
And
you're
that's the
saying no
problem.
to the fundamentals. So you're
Well,
telling no. What? What are the fundamentals?
yes.
Reading, math, Um, what's the other two? Reading, arithmetic.
Reading, math, science, and history.
Yeah,
No, reading, math, science, and history. I think. Yeah.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? You gotta those are the basics, and really the basics is for real reading and math. Those
You
are
can
the
learn
most.
that on the job.
No, you cannot.
Yes, you can. Okay,
No,
let me
you can't,
okay,
bro.
okay, okay,
Bro,
okay,
stop
okay.
playing with me because I will
You can
fire
learn
the
that
shit
on the
out of you
job.
if you cannot read and do the fundamental basics. You are a waste of a hire.
So you telling me if I have a child and we're putting together a project and I'm reading the instructions, you
You're
telling
reading
me, hold
instructions.
on, yes, to them, and I'm showing them what the words say. You telling me they can't know what those words say? If I'm pointing to them, just how they would read normally, but now we're reading and applying it to something. Now we're reading and like I said, applying it to something.
But how they
We're
gonna know
reading and now we're putting
pronunciations of
together.
the? Do they know verbs?
Do they
When
know verbs?
verbs, syllables, pronouns, adjectives?
Do you want them to write a book? Go. I mean, yeah, we can have a day about that.
No, that's the fundamentals. That's the basics of what they're learning.
It's not gonna progress anything though.
It is gonna progress. That's how they're gonna learn how to talk. That's why we got a language barrier now because motherfuckers don't want to know how to talk and they want to use ebonics.
I think the problem is people talk too much. We overly talk, overly explaining. Too many words. Now people can't even communicate with each other. Now you got to say things a certain way for people to get it and grasp it.
That's because y'all want to keep changing the language. Y'all just don't want to use basic fundamental words that meant the same thing.
I
That's a
mean, that's just,
generational problem.
I mean, that's when you, if you want to go back. I mean, even I mean the whole school system. If you want to talk about in ancient times, I don't even think there was a school system. I think the kids just did whatever the parents did. We going way, way back.
It's always been schools.
It
Been
was
schools.
hereditary. You know, if your father was a shepherd, you were a shepherd. You helped them in the field. If they had this, you helped them with that. You learned on the job. You learned how to cook your own food. You learned how to butcher. You learned how to do all of these things.
You learn how to do things, but you
And they didn't go to
fundamentally didn't know
school.
how to read.
You learned how to talk, which
You
helped
learn how to
to
talk. I
hold
said
on.
read.
Back then, hold on. Back then, reading wasn't something that was uh big, right? Back then, people
Wrong.
barely hold on. Back then, libraries were expensive. So they didn't have some people didn't have the luxury to want to read. And even then, books in and of itself, I believe, reading doesn't necessarily, and this is gonna sound crazy, reading, I believe, makes people stupid because it doesn't help you listen. Reading doesn't help you be able to comprehend and listen to what somebody is saying. You can only learn certain things on the job and in the field. And that comes through trial and error.
That sounds like you saying reading isn't important.
No, it's really not. I mean, even how we kept, I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, how even we got Christianity to what it is today, before the Bible, there was oral tradition. It was the same message being talked about, being explained the same way to each and every person. And that's how these messages got passed down. And then from not being able to be in the presence of people, uh, and the Lord leading as well, I believe, they wrote down the New Testament, the Old Testament, and they canonized the Bible. But that's just, I'm not trying to go too deep into that. But back then, even back then, they couldn't even fit everything that they probably wanted to fit on papyrus because a scroll was only so long, and scrolls were expensive. So then you couldn't even really do that. So you had oral tradition. You had communication. There was not. This is why when we look at hieroglyphics, we don't necessarily see words. We see paintings and pictures because things were more of an action, and we talked and we didn't necessarily write things down to communicate. I didn't send you a letter or shoot you a text message while you were still in the other room. I went over and talked to you. If you were in a far village that was a day away, I would walk there and communicate with you. So it was much different. And books kind of made people lazy. I mean, people don't even want to share information now. They just tell you to go read a book, to go learn it. You know what I mean? It's just crazy to me, bro. It's just crazy. It's crazy, man. And yeah. But back
You
to
know
the
what,
topic.
dude? No, because I
Okay,
feel
go
like you
ahead. Go
missed. I
ahead.
feel like you missed coming on her. That's what I felt through that last little iteration that you did. I feel like you missed. You need to bring that passion back onto this. But I'm not gonna hold you, bro. It's been an hour. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I've been doing hour shows until we get everybody back into the full. Then we make them back longer, how we used
Yeah.
to. I appreciate this. This has been wonderful. We do need to do some things that you have mentioned. I hope, hopefully, I'm a definitely chop this one up. It's gonna
Okay.
be the one I chop up and spread out because a lot of good messages. I want people to hear this one right here, and I appreciate you coming through today. We're gonna do this
Man.
again. Everybody that hung out with us, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, anytime that you're watching this. I'm your host, Kapeash, Johnny after his heart. Y'all have a good day. Bye bye.
Amen. Bye for now.